Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here on this Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for another video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down below, down there, you know where, in my pants, bitch. So, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels, which are, you know where, in the description box below. And as always, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell and treat it like it's your bitch. And turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And if you do, well, fuck you! You miss out. You miss out. No, it's too bad for you. But if this is your first time watching, you're just looking at my gorgeous face. Hopefully you like the content. Hit the subscribe button if you like the channel, you want to see more. And stick that thumb straight up the you-know-what. And like I said, share the video and hit the bell, and hopefully you'll get notified. And welcome to the party, pal! And I hope you enjoy the ride. If not, hop the fuck off. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, just had a little bit of lunch, that's why. Little... But anyway, as the title below says, on this Wednesday evening, October the 12th, 2022. Hope you had a great day. I myself had a meh day. I had to take off work today because I was sick this morning. But feeling better now. Gotta take some medicine and, you know, try to get healthy and drink light and everything. But I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little bit better. And that's all that matters. And it is what it is. But hopefully you had a great day. And if not, well, I can't help you. That's that. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. And you know what that means. In about an hour and a half from now, we got AEW Dynamite! Coming your way live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And it's going to be one hell of a show. The main event, Chris Jericho defending the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against a former Ring of Honor champion in Bryan Danielson. Yes! For the third time, this is the third meeting since both have been in AEW. Both matches have been pretty damn good. This one, we'll see. It's in Jericho's home country. I'm thinking he's going to retain. I don't think he's going to lose to Danielson as much as I want him to, but, you know. We'll see what happens with that as we go on. Also got some other good matches on the card. Daddy Ass, our good buddy Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn takes on my good friend Prince Idol's cousin, Swerve Strickland, in a one-on-one match. And, some other stuff going on as we go lead into Tuesday night Dynamite this coming Tuesday, not next Wednesday, because that's baseball. Baseball will be taking over next Wednesday, so Dynamite will be live next Tuesday from Cincinnati, Ohio. Rampage will be tomorrow night. I think it'll be taped tonight. I don't know, but tomorrow night we got Rampage. I wish it was live, but it's not. So we got that. And then next week, we got Tuesday night Dynamite going head-to-head with NXT. That should be fun. And then nothing on Wednesday, nothing on Thursday, unless you want to watch Impact. And then next Friday night, back to normal with SmackDown and Rampage. And that's pretty much it for that. But every day this week is going to be wrestling action. So tonight, tomorrow, Rampage, Friday night, SmackDown, not even going head-to-head with Rampage. Well, not head-to-head, I should say, but, you know, Rampage won't be at 10. And then that's pretty much it. And then next week, Raw, NXT, and Dynamite going head-to-head. And then SmackDown and Rampage next Friday. Next Saturday, which is the 22nd, is Halloween Havoc. I thought it would be on a Tuesday. I thought they usually do it on, like, the Tuesday shows, you know, as just a live event. But this is going to be a premium live event, one of those pay-per-view wannabe things. So that's kind of good, you know, Halloween Havoc back as a pay-per-view for NXT, I guess. But we'll see what happens with that as we move on to the end of this month and that great holiday of Halloween, which is always a crazy day, but it is what it is. All right, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any time because, like I said, Dynamite's coming up in about an hour and a half from now, and I want to watch it. God damn it. And that's pretty much it. So chat room's wide open if you want to chat. If not, get out of here. But you still watch me because you love me. You really do love me. But I digress. Alright, so NXT from last night was meh. It was a meh show, nothing great. We had a new commentary team of Vic Joseph and our good buddy, the six-time World Heavyweight Champion, two-time Hall of Famer, my good friend and yours, the master of the Spinneroonie, Booker T, sucker! So he's the new commentator with Vic Joseph, you know, replacing Bad News Wade Barrett, who went to SmackDown. And I actually liked commentary last night. It was actually good. It was refreshing. Then Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw stunk in commentary. It is horrible. I don't know why Kevin Patrick's doing play-by-play. Why? Why can't you just bring back Mauro Ranallo? Just saying. But it is what it is. Alright, so we are 1 week away from Halloween Havoc. Getting some more matches and the storyline progression for that show next week. And that's that. So we start off with live from the Capitol Wrestling Center at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida. And like I said, Vic Joseph and Booker T, sucker! Your commentary team. So we get to that. Alright, so we start off with action, and that's what I like. A little less talk and a lot more action on NXT. Like my ex-girlfriend Ashley Marie would say, a little less talk and a lot more action. In my ass. I mean, no. In her ass, not mine. No. Because she's a freak, you know what I mean. But she's doing good, you know. I'm happy for her. But it is what it is. Alright, so we start off with action. Our first match of the night. We have the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, Bron Breakker. He's in action, non-title match. Little warm-up match before his triple threat match with JD McDonough, Jordan Devlin, and the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, coming up at Halloween Havoc. So he takes on Javier Bernal, who's, I don't know why he's still on the roster. But, you know, a squash match, you know, for Braun, a little light work for him. So, match wasn't anything great. JD McDonough comes out to join commentary. He shakes Booker T's hand, is all nice to Booker T, and he's like, and Vic Joseph wants to shake his hand, and he's like, oh, fuck you! That's what you get, Vic Joseph. Fuck you, man. And that's that. Like I said, match wasn't great. Starts with basically Braun beating the fuck out of this guy. You know, some amateur wrestling holds and stuff like that. Armbar, blah, 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 blah. Then he drops Bernal with a belly-to-belly suplex. Comes right back up with a shot of his own. Well, Bernal comes back. I'm like, oh, one shot. And he didn't even make it count. Anyway, Then he shoves Bron in the face. Ooh. No, 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 you don't do that. No, no, no. Anyway, that pisses off Bron, who basically throws Burnell down. Then he picks him up, hits the Gorilla Press Power Slam. I don't even know if he has a name for that goddamn move. But he finishes this jobber at 3 minutes and 18 seconds. So there you go. So Bron wins an easy match. And I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Nothing great. And then after the match, JD McDonough gets in the ring. They have a little bit of a stare down. And then the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, comes in, joins them. They have another epic triple stare down. And then JD and Ilya really just talking to each other, talking smack from their epic feud in NXT UK. Blah, blah, blah. And then JD hits Ilya in the head with a headbutt. Then the fight is on. And then Ilya tries to hit the torpedo on JD, but he moved. He accidentally hits Bron Breakker with it. And, oops. And that's that. JD escapes. And then, that's pretty much it. And then we see Ilya take the NXT title and hold it up, looking at JD McDonough. And we'll see what happens with that. I'll say this. One of them is going to win the title. And I'm thinking it's going to be Ilya Dragunov. I think Bron Breakker's going to go to the main roster. Possibly to SmackDown. I think he should go to SmackDown. Even though Bray Wyatt's going to SmackDown. So that's going to be a big, humongous roster on SmackDown. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with all that when we get there. But yeah, I think Ilya Dragunov is going to win the NXT title. And then him and JD McDonough are going to have another epic feud that goes like 5 months. And we'll see what happens with that. And we'll see. All right. So I gave all that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. All right. Then we get a video of the best of 3 series between A-Kid, Axiom, and Ben Frazier, otherwise known as Nathan Frazier. So we see that they're going to have match number 3. The best of 3 is tied at 1 apiece. Not like how the Mets did, but they stunk at Game 3. And yeah, the Yankees won yesterday. Big fucking deal. Who gives? Who cares? Who fucking cares what the Yankees? Fuck them, man. You ain't getting past the assholes. No way. And how about that Astro game yesterday? Astros were down, I think 7-5 in the 9th. Mariners could have shocked the world and got the first win of the series because they're on a Cinderella roll right now. But Robbie Ray comes in, serves up could have walked Alvarez, not Francisco Alvarez, the Yodani Alvarez, I think his name is, from Houston. They decided to pitch to him. Bad idea. And Alvarez hits a 3-run game-winning homer yesterday to make the Astros get the win and go up 1-0 in the best of 5 series. And Game 2, I believe, is tonight. Or it's tomorrow. I know the Yankee game is tomorrow. Why? I don't know. And it's going to be a monsoon tomorrow, so they're not going to play tomorrow. Most likely won't play. So probably Friday night that the Yankees Guardians Game 2 will be played, and then Game 3 and possible Game 4 will be Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday will probably be Game 5. So like 4 straight days. It sucks, but it is what it is. The Phillies beat the Braves. So got that. And I think the Dodgers won last night, obviously. I think they won last night. No, Game 2 is tonight, so let's see what happens with that. And also last night, an actual New York team besides the steroid-using Yankees won last night. Another New York team won. That's the New York Rangers! Yes! 3-1 last night. Mika Zibanejad, I mean, that guy should be the fucking captain of this team, but he's not. I don't know why Jacob Trouba is, but that's fine with me. Whatever. But he scored a goal, and Igor was just great last night. Rangers win their home opener and the season opener 3-1. And that's it. It was great. Loved it. Now we can get 81 more of those. Would be nice. But we'll see what happens. They have the off day today. They play in Minnesota tomorrow. And I think Friday night they play in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Before coming home, I believe, next week. So we have all that. And the Devils and Icelanders play tonight, I believe. So the NHL has started, along with football. That's my main focus right now. I can care less about the Yankees and Major League Baseball right now. I'm only focused now on the Rangers and the 49ers. It should be a good game Saturday. It's going to be Sunday in Atlanta. You know, I got a lot of people hurt. Bosa's hurt. Coleman's out for the season. The cornerback we have, he's out for the season. Ugh. Bosa may or may not play on Sunday with his groin. I think they should sit him and let him come back next week, week 7, at home against those KC Chiefs in a rematch from Super Bowl 2 years ago, Super Bowl 55 or 54. Whatever, yeah, it's 54, because this year's 57, so that should be fun. Get some revenge, and hopefully the refs won't fuck us over like they did in the Super Bowl. But we'll see what happens with that when we get there. And that's it. All right, we move on. I said enough. All right, so we get to match number 3 of this best of 3 series, and the winner of this goes to the fatal 5-way ladder match at Halloween Havoc for the North American title. So big stakes in this match. Axiom, A-Kid takes on Ben Frazier. This was great. This was a great match. So we start off with a feeling out process. I like that. As Frazier takes him down, starts smirking like, hey, gotcha. A-Kid then gets his own takedown, and then he smirks back. Well, you think he smirks, but, you know, he's under that mask. Then he actually goes to some actual wrestling, some grappling. A-Kid takes him down with a simple headlock, slows things down. To get back up, Frazier pulls him out of the corner, and we go to break. Get my notes back here. Okay. All right, go to break. We come back. They start going to the outside. Frazier hits Nightmare on Helm Street. Oh, the Hurricane's gonna be pissed. Puts both of them down on the floor. Frazier takes A-Kid down back inside the ring, even though it took like a while to get back in the ring. Goes up top, goes for a dive, but Axiom locks him in the triangle choke. That gets broken up. Axiom then switches to a rear naked choke. Frazier escapes. They trade kicks to face. Then a double clothesline for a double down. The fans are like, this is awesome. Not like Mike Awesome. Hey, let me say my name. Go away, Mike. You said my name. Go away. Okay. Bye. That guy's annoying. But I guess. So we get a double down. The fans going nuts. They get back up. Axiom knees Frazier in the head. And then we get a lot of pinfall reversals. Like 1, 2, 1, 2. But that leads to Nathan Frazier finally getting the better of the pinfall sequences. And he gets a inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. Ben Frazier goes to... Well, Nathan Frazier. I call him Ben, but that's his real name, Ben. Nathan Frazier gets the win. He now moves on. He is the final participant in the ladder match for the North American title. Joining Carmelo Hayes, Oro Menza, Von Wagner. You got Ben Frazier, and you got Wesley. So that should be a pretty fun ladder match. You got 4 high flyers, and you got big man Von Wagner, who's not going to win the title, obviously. If it's anybody, I'm probably going to think... They're probably going to give it to Wesley. I have a feeling they will. I'd love to have Carmelo win it for the 3rd time. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. But this match, I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. After the match, we get a code of honor. Very nice. Very nice. That's what I like to see in wrestling. You have a great match with some guy, you could hate the fucking hell out of the guy, but if you put on a 5-star match, at least for the love of God, after the match, you win or lose, give the guy some freaking handshake. In the ring, not outside the ring, not backstage, and not shit like that. I want codes of honor in WWE. We see that sometimes in AEW. We always see it in Japan, because Japan is #1 forever. We all know that. And that's pretty much it. But great sign of respect, great match. These guys fought so hard. I liked it. I want more of it. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the dreaded parking lot with Mackenzie Mitchell as we see the Russian dragon, Ilya Dragunov. He's about to leave for the night. He's like, I'm getting out of here. But he gets cut off by our good friend, I did it, Grayson Waller. I did it from Bob Saget. So he comes in wearing some sunglasses. And he starts annoying Dragunov, and Dragunov's like, why are you wearing your grandmother's glasses? What's wrong with you? What's with you, man? So Grayson's like, these are not grandma's sunglasses. These are just sunglasses because of what Apollo Crews tried to do to me. He tried to blind me. We got that. And then it seems like we're going to have a match in the main event later on. So we got Grayson Waller taking on Ilya Dragunov in the main event. Okay. And so it is what it is. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And we'll move on from there. Alright, then we go to the ladies' locker room, where we have the beautiful, vivacious, hot Valentina Feroz watching, I guess, what happened. And then she's with the big man Sangha, like her, I don't know what he is to her, but big man, I guess inspirational voice, or whatever it is. So she's kind of nervous about facing Indy Hartwell coming up in our next match. And she asks Sangha if you're going to be in my corner. Sangha's like, of course I'd be. I will always be in your corner. Because I am Sangha. Blah, blah, blah. Indy comes in and says, oh, we got a match coming up next. Well, that might be your jungle, but that's my ring. See you out there. That's pretty much it. So Indy's kind of playing the heel in this match, which I don't know why, but anyway, let me move on. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, after that match, we get a video from Apollo Crews, writing in his journal again, this time about how changing one detail can make a huge difference. What you think? He's ready to get his hands on Grayson Waller at Halloween Havoc. Then he has one of his weird visions again. We see a whole bunch of clips from Halloween Havoc from the past. We see Chucky a couple of times, and we see the spin the wheel, make the deal thing. So I'm thinking they're gonna have a match like that, or some type of spin the wheel, make the deal match. So we got that. That was kind of creepy to see Chucky in this whole thing. But anyway, Apollo says he promises to leave Grayson Waller in the dark. So that made me think, we're going to have a lights out match, or we're going to have a blindfold match? I think we're going to have a blindfold match. I have a feeling. I mean, if he said in the dark, you have a blindfold match, you can't see. So I'm thinking that's what it's going to be at Halloween Havoc. But then again, you never know with the spin of the wheel, so. And that's it. All right, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Excuse me. And we move on from there. All right, then we get to our next match. Indy Hartwell and Valentina Feroz with Sangha at ringside. Nothing much of a match. Indy basically used her power to beat, little sweet Valentina Feroz down. Then we see Veer. Yeah, he came to the ring and whispered something in Sanga's ear, and then Sanga's like, hmm? Then they went to the back. I don't know for what. So Valentina was, her insurance policy go bye-bye. She didn't notice it, but she grabs a short arm scissors. Then she finds out. It's like, hey, where's my big man? He left, that's what. But that gets broken up, and then she finally sees that her insurance policy is gone, and she's like, where are you? And that led to Indy taking Valentina up top and hits a superplex for the win. When was the last time you saw a superplex get a win? I've never seen that before in my 40-some-odd years of wrestling that I've watched wrestling for 43, almost 43 years. When I was a little bitty hoaxer dude. I've never seen a superplex win a match. I've seen superplexes break the ring a couple of times, but that didn't really end the match. 1, 2, 3. That just ended the match. Because the ring broke. But still, yeah. Indy gets the win. Goddamn whip the fucking do. And, that's that. The whole thing with Sangha and Veer is just leading to their reunion of Indus Sheer for the tag team belts, which they'll probably beat the, Pretty Deadly for, which will suck, but, it is what it is. And, that's it. Just check something, okay. Alright. And that's it. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5. Speaking of those yes boys, Indy celebrating. Then we hear the yes boys. Ooh. They're on the platform, and I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's funny. They're dressed in like dungaree pants. They got big time cowboy hats. Well, I think it was Elton Prince had a cowboy hat, and Kip Wilson had like a beer can thing, and then they had Go PD, G.O. on the front of them, and PD on the back, which means Go Pretty Deadly, blah blah blah. So they start mocking the fans and start cheering for a sports team like Roll Tide, stuff like that. And then they basically say, "Oh, we're gonna watch this triple threat #1 contenders match for our titles," and basically say that none of these teams are a challenge for us. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. Pretty Deadly, this whole thing is getting weird with them. I like the team. I always like Pretty Deadly. One of my favorite tag teams. But the way they're being portrayed is just weird. I mean, we saw them in bed. They're like feeding each other. Like you think they're gay or something like that, like a Billy and Chuck thing. But it's just weird. And then last week we saw them dressed up as English Commonwealth guys getting beat the fucking shit beat out of them by the Brawling Brutes, Rich Holland and Butch. And then somehow, some way, they retain the titles because thanks to Imperium. So we got that, and then this week they're basically fans, I guess, sports fans, if you will. Happy birthday to Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, baby. I love the bacon, baby. So, happy birthday to the Hall of Famer, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. A man that will be dearly missed. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, so we get that. So I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell and Corey Jade, because it's the generation of Jade. So Mackenzie talks about that next week, her and Roxy will pick their poison, pick their opponents for each other, and Corey's annoyed at the lack of respect, blah blah blah, and then Mackenzie's like, well, I heard that Roxy's gonna be on SmackDown on Friday. Interesting. Thank you, Hunter. Can only imagine who she can pick from SmackDown. probably Ronda Rousey. I mean, it has to be a face, so I'm thinking it's probably gonna be Ronda, maybe Liv Morgan. I don't know who else. Maybe I always say Shayna, but that's a stretch. But probably gonna be Ronda Rousey, which I don't really care. I mean, her going to NXT, nobody cares about that. So she's like, "Oh, Roxy don't have any friends," and then Mackenzie's like, "Oh, she's going to SmackDown." So Corey's like, Do you have her number? I'm like, and she's like, and Mackenzie's like, no. She's like, well, you tell her I'm gonna go to Raw. And then she's like, I just got a call from Rhea Ripley. And she's like, oh, here it is. See, she got a call. So so Cora Jade will be on Raw this Monday night, and Roxy will be on SmackDown this Friday night. So, can we get Rhea Ripley versus Roxy? I'd like to see Io come back and beat the fuck out of her, but that's just me. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and basically anybody on the Raw Women's roster that's a heel right now. Probably the top heels, I would think. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io. Because I doubt it'll be like anybody like Lexi or, Sonya Deville or something like that. Even though Sonya Deville is going to be facing Alba Fire next week, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm thinking it's going to be Rhea Ripley coming back to face Roxy. And Cora Jade will probably get either Ronda or, I don't know. We'll see. And that's that. All right, so I gave all that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we'll move on. All right, there we go to the triple threat #1 contenders match for the tag team belts. We had Malik Blade and Idris Enofe take on Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, taking on the dyad of Jagger Lee and Fowler, the grizzled young veterans. And you know what happens when they're in a tag title match? And you know what happens when they're in a tag title match or a #1 contenders match? They lose. So anyway, it starts off with the dyad taking over, and Jensen punches his way out of it, brings in Briggs. They run the dyad over. Enofe gets punched into the ropes, which sets up baseball slides underneath the ropes by Briggs and Jensen. Stereo right hands to the face. Then the dyad gets knocked to the floor for a meeting with Joe Gacy, who was at ringside. That led Fowler to come back in for a suplex on Idris Enofe. Gets the hot tag to Briggs, who comes in and cleans house, cuts off Reed, even though there was a blind tag to Fowler. Reed is thrown over the top onto everybody at ringside, and then Jensen hits a big flippy-dippity-doo off the top and knocks everybody down. As we go to break, we come back, we get a Tower of Doom spot. That's always fun. Which takes Blade down. I don't know, that's that. Briggs comes in, gets the clean house again, going to the floor, picks Enofe up, throws him off the ropes, and clotheslines him out of mid-air. That was nice. That was pretty nice. Not pretty deadly, but pretty nice. Then Malik Blade gets the tag, starts the clean house, as everybody gets in the ring. Then we got a whole bunch of strikes to the face by everybody, and then they throw in Enofe and Blade out of the. Enofe and Blade clear the ring. Then we get back-to-back flippy-dippity-doos, taking everybody down. Then we see Joe Gacy get involved. He drops Enofe with a discus lariat, and he's about to throw him back in the ring, and then Cameron Grimes to the moon. He comes and takes Gacy out, and then Enofe kind of reverses a pin on Reed because they were looking for Ticket to Ride, their finisher, and Enofe reversed it on Reed. 1, 2, 3. They get the tag team title shot at Halloween Havoc against Pretty Deadly, and they're going to lose. There's no way these jobbers and Blade and Enofe gonna get the tag team belts. No. Hell will freeze over if that happens. But Excuse me. But I digress on that. And we move on. So I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. All right, then we go to the back with Mackenzie Mitchell and the gorgeous ladies of Toxic Attraction. Well, minus Mandy, of course. We had Jacy Jayne and Gigi Dolan. Basically, they want their women's tag team title match against Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, and they promise violence. There you go. And Jacy Jayne will take on Alba Fire in our next match. I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to a video about Kiana James, the accountant. She wants to shut down Chase U because the land it's on is really valuable. And then she's talking to somebody on the phone, and then some other person comes in. I think it was Ariana Grace, looking hot, whew, smoking hot. Damn you, Santino, you make good babies. That's what Italians do. That's all I gotta say about that. We're good lovers, and that's all I gotta say. Italians are good lovers because Italians do it better than you. We're good at everything. But I digress. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Alba Fire and Jacy Jayne. We had Gigi Dolan at ringside. Pretty back and forth match. Gigi offers a distraction to start, which leads Jacy to knock Alba Fire into the corner. And then starts acting a little cocky, doing her dancing and shaking that pretty ass. But Alba Fire fights back up, goes for the Gory Bomb, or the KLR Bomb, because she's Kaylee Ray. So that, and can't hit it. And then a Fireman's Carry Slam gives Alba Fire a near fall. And she gets a little bit pissed off. And then we see Gigi get another distraction in to annoy Kaylee Ray, which means she hits a running dive to take both of them out at ringside. So she gets back in and hits the KLR Bomb. 1, 2, 3. She finishes Jacy Jayne off at 3.5 minutes. And that's pretty much it. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. After the match, Alba's going back up the ramp, and she's celebrating. Then a fan jumps her and knocks her down. And then we see it's Sonya Deville from SmackDown, mostly SmackDown, former authority figure with Adam Pearce. So Sonya makes her return to NXT, and then her and Gigi and Jacy basically beat the living crap out of her. And we haven't seen this side of Sonya in a while, like her really mean side. So she picks they pick Kaylee Ray up, and they hit the Shield style triple powerbomb through the announce table, and it broke. So there you go. Looks like Sonya's gonna be like a I don't know what she's gonna be, a new leader for Toxic Attraction. I don't know. I mean, she still has her friendship with Mandy. They're still best friends, whether you like it or not. Even though Mandy retired Sonya way back at SummerSlam 2020. And then Sonya came back last year. So we'll see what happens with this situation, and we move on from there. All right, so I gave the whole thing 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go outside the building where we see Joe Gacy and the Dyad, otherwise known as Schism. They beat up a cameraman. They take the camera. And Gacy promises to end Cameron Grimes next week in a 3-on-1 handicap match because Cameron really has no friends to make this a 6-man tag team match. So that's basically it. Then we see the red hooded figure, whoever that might be, supposed to be, I think it's a woman, but we don't know who it is, pops up behind them as they leave. So hopefully we'll get the reveal next week or maybe at Halloween Havoc, but that's all I got to say about that. So we'll move on with that. And I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then after that, we get a video of the number 1 contenders to those women's tag team belts, Zoe Stark and the woman with the finest thighs in wrestling, the Kita Leons, or the Kita Leons. They're ready to win the women's tag team belts. They basically, it was like, oh, we have so much chemistry together. We're great in the ring together, stuff like that. Obviously, they're gonna win. Obviously, I mean, there's no way that Casey and Kaden are gonna win this match. There's no way. And I said, all right, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to the men's locker room where we see the security guards and Hank Walker there watching that video for Zoe and Nikita. Also, we have the Fat Man's version of the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, otherwise now known as Quincy Elliott. They're there, and so Walker's like, "You go get him, Hank." He's like, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys go have fun. So Hank's like, okay, I'll see you later. Pats him on the ass. And Ellie's like, ooh, thank you. I'm like, what? Creepy, cringy as fuck. That's pretty much it. I mean, you have a guy that looks like the Velveteen Dream getting slapped in the ass by a guy that looks like Seth Rogen from Neighbors. Creepy, what are you doing there, Sean? This is weird. But I digress on that. And, yeah. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, so I thought it was stupid. Alright, then we go to something more positive. We get to our next match. Wesley taking on Lorenzo Stacks. No, Lorenzo trying to get revenge on what Wesley did to my good friend. Hey, get in here. Hey, how you doing? Oh, okay, don't walk. Hey, how you doing, cousin? My cousin, Tony D'Angelo, buys you a chicken parmesan for $2. So he's trying to get revenge. Match was all right. 4-minute match. Stacks tries to go for the leg that Wesley hurt on the Don. And, I lost my track of thought. So he goes for the leg. Lee gets right back up with a shot to face. Then back up again. Stacks goes for the leg again. Grabs a leg lock. Then a torture rack neck breaker gets 2 on Wesley. Stack goes up top, but gets pulled back down into the spiral tap. Wesley hits the ever popular, phenomenal AJ Styles-like spiral tap. 1, 2, 3. Wesley gets the win over Lorenzo Stacks. And that's pretty much it. Didn't care for the match that much. 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes come in and beat the living crap out of Wesley, but then Oro Menza comes in for the save, and we're probably going to get a tag team match player next week on the program. So there you go. And we'll move on from it. All right, after that, we go to the back with, once again, Mackenzie Mitchell and Toxic Attraction and Sonya Deville. And Mackenzie's like, what are you doing here? So Sonya's like, oh, nobody cares what you think. Sonya likes Toxic Attraction and doesn't like Alba Fire. So she talks about, it's like, me and Mandy may hate each other, but we're still best friends. Blah, blah, blah. And then she tells Mackenzie, go to the trainer's room and tell Alba Fire that next week I'll be waiting in the ring for her, and if she makes it to the ring, she won't make it to Halloween Havoc, something like that. So there you go. So we got Kaylee Ray taking on Sonya Deville next week on the program. Should be an okay match, nothing great, but we'll see what happens about that. And next week's the go-home show before Halloween Havoc, so we got that. All right, so I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to a video of in the hospital. We see the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius. They're in the hospital. And then we see Ivy Nile wheel our good friend Roderick Strong, who's in a neck brace. You know, the after effects of what happened at Collision Course. No, I think it was Collision Course. Or whatever the pay-per-view was with NXT and NXT UK. It was called, I think it was Collision Course. Whatever it was. We see Roddy in a neck brace being wheeled in. the Creeds are all happy to see him, and Roddy wants Curious to take out Damon Kemp at Halloween Havoc. He's like, well, I brought Damon in, and Curious, I want you to take him out. And he's like, I wish I was there, but obviously I can't be. And he apologized for ruining everything, stuff like that. Basically, kissing up to them. So Curious is like, yeah, I'll take care of Damon, and then Roddy's like, Diamond Mine forever, and they all put their hands together. Diamond Mine forever. That's pretty much it. I tell you straight up, Roddy's gonna get out of that wheelchair, and it's like if nothing happened. Rip off the freaking neck brace and cost Curious the match. The Creepers are gone. They're done. Brutus will go bye-bye, and Curious will be left all alone. Which sucks. Unless both of them go into the main roster, which I doubt. But, yeah, I think Damon Kemp's going to win this ambulance match. Yeah, just said that my good buddy Mike also ain't going to be, there, because he is the master of the ambulance match. Right there, Mike? Oh, yeah, I love the ambulance match. I'm the master. Yes, you are. Yes, he is. He's the master. Not Master Bader, but he's the master. But I digress. Hey, don't tell me that. I don't do that shit. Right on. I'm a good Christian boy. I didn't know you were Christian. But I love God. Oh, okay. Don't put him through a table. He'll send you to hell with Satan. Satan's ready to eat your soul. Okay, I won't do that. Creepy. You don't want to do that in heaven because you'll go right to hell. Well, Satan will eat your soul. That's where all the trolls are going to go, to hell. And Satan's going to eat their soul. But I digress on that. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Roddy and the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile and Damon Kemp at Halloween Havoc in that ambulance match. I think Damon's going to win the match. I just have a feeling. And that's it. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, back to the Capitol Wrestling Center we go with our next match, women's action, Thea Hale of Chase U! With Andre Chase and Bodie Hayward. She takes on Kiana James, the accountant. But before the bell rings, Robbie E. He comes in. He says, well, I can't enjoy my client Von Wagner's win last week. Getting put into the North American title match. All because Thea Hale slapped him and then body slammed in. Then we hear the crowd go, you got slammed! You got slammed! Not in a good way. But anyway, so Robbie's like, he turns around and says, I'm gonna kick your ass! No, you're not, because Thea backdrops him, and then she's getting him out of the ring, but then Kiana James is ready. She hits a reverse sling blade, as she calls that the 401k, and she did not pay her taxes, like IRS would say. Did you pay your taxes? No, Mike Rotundo, I did not pay my taxes. But anyway, she hits a 401k, 1, 2, 3. She wins in 78 goddamn seconds. And that was a teachable moment. Never turn your back on your opponent. That's your teachable moment of the night. There you go. Alright, so I gave that match 2 out of 5 stars. Didn't really care too much for it. Alright, there we see Lorenzo Stacks in the back, upset about losing to Wesley. But then we got the Don, Tony D'Angelo. Hey, he's on crutches. He comes in. He tore his PCL, so he's going to be out a few months. So he comes in, says, I'm disappointed in you for losing to Wesley and for not listening to me when I told you to get off the apron, and look what happened to me. I broke my PCL. I'm going to be out for a while. And then they go into a little story about, back in high school, like some guy named Ricky or Richie cut off Stack the lunch line. He's like, oh, remember that in 8th grade? And Stack's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. So basically, Tony D tells Stacks he has another match, but with an unnamed opponent. And Stack's like, well, who's my opponent gonna be? Who is it? And Don's like, well, you're gonna have to wait till the music hits. I'm like, uh-oh. I can only imagine who it's probably going to be. I would think it's going to be Bron Breakker. Probably. But again, it could be anybody. Maybe somebody's going to come back to NXT. I don't know. We'll see. So, Lorenzo, you fucked up, boy. And now you pay for your sins and you will swim with the fishes. And that's all I got to say about that. And we'll move on from there. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we'll move on. All right, then we see Robbie E in the back about after what happened to him with Thea Hale. We see 2 stagehands like walk by and they start going, and he's like, "Oh, is there something funny? There's something funny." I'm gonna. And then Von Wanda comes in and says, "Hey, we need to be serious next week." For the next 2, well, he says for the next 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. That's it. All right, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. All right, then we go to Mackenzie Mitchell with Cameron Grimes to the moon. Cameron says, "I have some friends next week, but I'm not telling you who they are." So it's gonna be Karen and Mystery Partners against against Schism. I'm like, well, who could it possibly be? People were saying LA Knight. That would be fun. Or Eli Drake, and that's not an insult. That's a fact of life. That would be fun. But who would the other partner be? People are saying Bobby Roode and like a reunion of Beer Money. I'm like, pfft. No. Bobby Roode's still injured. Or they just don't have anything for the Glorious One. But he's injured. I don't know when he's coming back, if at all. And James Storm is still wrestling for the NWA last time I checked. He's not coming back to NXT. And that's pretty much it. So, who knows who these 2 mystery partners are going to be for Cameron Grimes next week against Schism in a 6-man tag. That's that. All right, so 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And we go on. Then we see Corey Cade has an invitation from Rhea Ripley to come on Raw. And Roxanne Perez has her invitation on SmackDown. So there you go with that. So, didn't we need that segment because we heard that before with Mackenzie Mitchell and Corey Cade early in the show. But we got to replay that. All right, then we go to your main event of the evening. Ilya Dragunov, the Russian Dragon, taking on I Did It, Grayson Waller. 11-minute match. It was an okay match, nothing great. Also with Ilya taking Grayson down with a 1905 armbar. Then a jumping back splash and running knee in the corner puts Grayson down again, as Ilya's just basically wiping the floor with the guy. They get back up. Grayson gets in a shot to face to take over, and then starts mocking his, introduction and stuff like that, blah, blah. Starts mocking Booker T, blah, blah, blah. Then they go back and forth a little bit again. And then Grayson goes outside, and then the spin the wheel, make the deal wheel start spinning on its own, which kind of freaks out Grayson. He tries for the rolling cutter, but Ilya hits a German suplex, which sets up the torpedo. 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov gets the win. And I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Bron Breakker comes in and spears the living crap out of Ilya, knocking him down. And then he's posing. Then we see JD McDonough in the crowd. That's it. So that ends NXT. And that ends my review for tonight. So thank you all for watching. I gave this show 6 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you would think down below in the comments section. And that's it. All right, so we're 1 hour away from Dynamite. And I will do my review tomorrow. But for now, I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Thanks for watching, everybody. So, as I always do at the end of my videos, peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your coot. And if you're not down with that, you stupid sons of bitches, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Adios. Peter Gilmore signing off. Until next time, peace. Ha ha!